Well, guys, happy 2023 year. And in this video, we have a single topic, and that is when playing a Master League. And, I like to play with a team that is pretty humble, and I want to get it promoted. And that is part of the challenge. So we're going to be talking about using the free agency players to fill up your roster and set it for success. So let's open a Master League and try to find what level of team we're going to pick up and being able to, where do we need to take it to what level? So we know what the target is. So let me just take here. I'm going to switch to real players, and I'm going to play the Smart Bank from La Liga in Spain, second division. But let me check on the first division. What is the level of the rating of the teams that are in the first division? You see here, they're all at least in the lower 70s. So there are at least 3 stars. And this one, for example, is low 70s. Rayo Vallecano has got 71 on defense, but that's almost 4 stars. And so on. Of course, Real Madrid with 5 stars, big teams, but there are some with 3 stars and low 70s to be competitive in the first division. So that should be the target when trying to develop a team from second division, get it promoted and be competitive in the first division. The ranking is important because it's very hard to play at top level or even star mode if you don't have players that are that rating. But here is the second division I'm looking through. There's only a couple of teams that are 3 stars. I want to take one like Lugo here. It's in the low 60s with 1.5 stars. This one has 2 stars. So I want to challenge myself to go with this be 2 stars. Why don't we go with Lugo? Lugo is 1.5, probably the lowest one. So it's a very humble team of Villarreal as well. B. That is mid 60s about. All right, let's pick something here. I want to pick. I think I want to pick the Lugo. Club Deportivo Lugo, low 60s, 1.5 stars. So we're going to get these guys ready to rock and roll. You have to have a cold heart. And, we're going to skip through all these, picking up the manager and all that. So I'm going to take Ryan Giggs right away. Football Life has the young version of the players. C2. So one thing here, I'm going to play top level. And on starting budget, if I just leave it normal, we're going to have pretty much no money. So I'm going to set it up to fairly large. It won't be a super boost, but at least it gives us a little bit more money. Probably just a couple of millions for the budget, for the salary and transfer budget. Let's see. This is large, and I'm going to just go fairly large. Not go too abnormal here, So let me just set it up, and we should be good to go. Everything else seems to be pretty standard. All right. We'll check out what that budget is because it's important. I'm going to be mainly using for free agency, you don't pay a transfer money, so you're paying only salary. So that's why you need to have the money for. Okay, so let's look at the squad that we got, what inherited, and we're gonna have to clean house here. We have no feelings attached to this team. So the highest guys, we got 3 guys in the 70s. But the other thing is their age is pretty advanced, and these guys are not improving anymore. So that's as high as they're gonna get. And one of the key features here, see that one is going down. Even some of the younger guys are not that fantastic. I don't know. And these guys are really starting to get low to be promising within a year to be above 70. That's not gonna happen. So let's start with 34 players. I'm gonna clean house here and we're gonna start filling it up with new players out of the free agency, okay, that are better ranked, and we're gonna be efficient with our money. So I'm gonna go from the bottom here and start dropping off, releasing players, and by doing that, I will also gain more budget, okay? So we need to go under negotiations, my team, and I'm gonna clean house here. See, we started with a budget of transfer budget is 3,500 and almost $500,000 for the salary budget. But I'm gonna start dropping off guys. Out of the transfer budget, we pay for the release. So I'm gonna repeat this for a few players and skip forward. Yeah, and there you have it. So we were able to drop quite a few players. And if I review the roster, you see the Spirit is at 55, but all these guys are just below 70. Only the goalkeeper, and there is one CB and a couple of guys. The problem there, these guys are not increasing. They're not gonna grow into the 70s because they're either older or they're just not that good. So in the search, when we start searching, see this guy's 36. He's 468. He's only going down. This guy's going down. There were only a couple of guys here that may be, that may be growing, but not much. So anyways, this guy's 25. Yeah, that's what we're going to have. So we're going to look for young players, and we're going to look for players that are considerably developing, promising players, and on the cheap, All right, so let's go to advanced search. This is where I like to go, and forget scouting, forget the youth team. Really, you don't get the power you get by going here. So we're gonna go and do the search. I'm gonna go by positions. I know I want to start with the midfield and start improving it. I did not bother to change the formation on anything here, but of course we're gonna switch the age and the salary and the overall rating. So let's start with the age, and I'm gonna get players that gotta be, let's call it here, younger than 23. And for the salary, I'm just gonna put a very low salary that we can afford multiple players. Right now we have 881,000. So I'm just gonna start here. I'm gonna test this with 200,000, maybe a little bit more, 300,000. Because even you put 300,000, it's always a lower salary that comes up. And here I'm gonna look for, I need to do the rating. Because I don't wanna get anything around 60. I want at least 69. If it's growing, it's gonna grow into the 70s during the year. So we get ready for the promotion. And free agency, I didn't pop anything, so bring the salary to 350, and many more showed up. So you see this guy is 69, and because of the age, you know they are developing further. So the actual progress shows that it's growing up. So these are very cheap players. You see the salary was 161,000. Their market value significant. So this is a great way to improve your a team with low ratings and getting cheap, but get it with, you need to build with players that are going to be developing. And I think it's a lot of fun to do that. This Palacios looks good. He's only 21, 161, and this guy is going to grow. So I'm going to get him. And I think I'm going to get, I see that DMF down there. I'm going to get also, this guy's 23. Look at that. This guy is going to be a 70 in no time. I bet you in 1 or 2 months of the season, he'll be already in the 70s. So let's sign this guy, or let's make the offer. So I go on and to do this for a few positions where I felt that we needed to boost. So I'll go back here and select different positions, etc., until I feel, that I'm filling up the gaps that I have in the roster. Okay, so center back, I'm just gonna keep the range of the youth and the ratings, and I got a few here that popped up. So who is good here? This guy's 21. It's gotta be promising. It looks good. 69, and it will take me into the 70s very easily. Same with this guy, but I like this guy. He's younger. And because it's a free agency, usually, there's no issue whatsoever. Sign them out. All right. So I just went on and did this more for other players, other positions, and even pumped up the salary, and it still was signing folks that are pretty low in the salary. So here you see these three guys. Even if I tally up how much it is, it will be under 500,000. So it would leave me with enough salary budget to get 2 or 3 more players, which is what I did. And I went back and looked for a center forward. I challenged myself to go to the 70s already and pumped the salary to 450. And look at all the guys that showed up here. Very young, already at 70. And if you scan through, all these guys are on the rise. And you don't have to pay that much money for them. This guy, I really like this guy. He even has a face already. Yeah, it's Cardoso is 24. This guy has a face too. But I like ARP. He's 21 to 22. Looks good speed and all that. From Germany. Center forward. I think I can check him out. And well, 224,000. So I can get this guy in my team with a salary of 224,000. So this is great. And we know it's going to grow into probably 72, 73, 74 by end of the season. All right, so I did that a couple more times because I had money, and actually even dropped a couple more players to raise the amount of salary budget I needed to hire more. And I went over and signed up a couple more players. So as the time went on, I moved up, and let's check out my team on their game plan. And I'm going to try to replace, you see here, center forward. I'm going from that older guy, 36 age. And I'm going to put my new guy, which is already a 70, on the rise, Jean-Fiet Arp, and he's already a 70. And so I'm going to replace Palacios as well there. And as you see, I already boosting my roster right off the bat, even before the season started. This one is going to need a mini phase. We know how to do that on the Decider. So there might be a couple here that I'll have to drop out. This guy was a 70, but he's out of position. That's why he was ranking lower. So anyways, I got this Oroth, very young. He's going to be a CB. And I'm just going to go back and continue doing what I was doing and find more players. perhaps for the left forward and left back, and boost those. So I went and did that, and my team started to look good. Let me see here. It kept my settings there. That's pretty good. So the left back as well. And actually, let me just put the left forward. I only had 200,000 left for salary budget. So I'm going to have to drop a couple of players in order to cover new players. All right, so we went back and did that, and look what I found. At 72 on the rice. I did have to pay a little bit more. And a 70 for the left forward. Also a very young player on the rise. So look at this team now. 70, 70, 69, 69. No one is lower than 69. So I have a very competitive team. And all these guys are gonna drop into this lower 70s during the season. And when I get promoted, I'll be competitive in the first division, and we'll do more signings, hopefully. But at least, you know, you get the fun of being able to develop some players and move forward here. So, guys, I think this is a lot of fun. This is just a tip on starting humble, starting with a low budget team. And the best approach, I would say, is always the free agency and getting players that can be, you know, promoted, can be increasing in skill. Now remember that you need to also work with the training, center training, so they develop even further the skills that you think will be more adaptable for the team. And the spirit, you know, the team spirit is gonna. Oh, look at this! Whoa! Already a goal. That's my new guy. So yeah, the more they score, etc., they're gonna go up in ranking, in rating. So that's good. That's good. So like I was saying, just make sure that you set the training to fill any gaps, and that will improve even further their development. So I hope this helps you guys out. Let me know if you have any questions, any suggestions for other quick topics on the game, playing offline, you know, what we do often. And guys, I'll leave you with this, and I'll see you on the next one. Let's just see a couple of minutes here. Oh, by the way, yeah, they got me here. They tied, but I'll show you that eventually I was able to win the game in the last minute. So let me just move this forward and show you that, because it was quite the sensation. This wasn't like this all the time. So running out of time, and we got open there, and out of a bounds, we're able to put it in the back of the net. All right, guys, happy 2023, and I'll see you on the next one.